They got some new charcoal where you can just light up the bag and the whole charcoal get
Oh
on
yeah.
Improved every year.
All right, what's up, guys? We live. This is Goat James Kingdom. Johnny's not going to be on today, but we gonna still handle our business. Talk about basketball. Let's talk about
Eastland.
this USA team, the debacle they set our D squad and we lost, but everyone's complaining because our actually D squad can't win. But yeah, let's just kick it off. So, what do you guys? We all know the U.S. is the best team. They haven't really sent the best team since what 2008. Like that's like the last time we sent our best team, 2012 maybe as well. But who do you guys think should? I'm gonna start with you, Jonathan. Who do you think should be the players who should be sent for the Olympics next year?
I mean, for the Olympics, we gotta go with the top our top 15. Got to go with the top 15 players in the league. Um, because in the Olympics they're gonna have their top players. The FIBA really doesn't matter, which is why they sent the D squad. Is because most of the top players aren't playing. They're thinking about the NBA season, but the Olympics is the most important thing for these countries. So I feel like we got to send our top players. KD and all of them. They got to be the ones out there representing. If we're gonna win, so we send another team like we sent to FIBA. It's a wrap.
So who do you think should be our starting five?
Uh, for sure, KD, Steph, um, Kawhi if he healthy. Um, I don't know, man. Power forward, AD maybe. I don't know, man. I don't know.
What do you think, Travis? Who should be our starting five when we go?
I'd say if in a perfect world, probably be like JG said, it's Steph, like Butler, Kawhi, Tatum, maybe, Embiid. Who else would I throw in there? I mean, you could even throw in Brown. I mean, there's so many good European players. I almost said like Kawhi, or I almost said like Joker, but I forgot. But it's just like, um, ideally, maybe Paul George, like I said, if they're healthy. Durant, obviously, LeBron. But I mean, we have a great mix, but it was obvious that nowhere nowhere close to you know our best was there.
You might be froze, B. Lee.
Bro.
I thought he was just giving me the stare, man.
I don't understand how. I mean, this is weird how we can't even sit and think of 12 USA players.
I mean,
What's happened to all this talent? All I hear is this is the best talent we ever had. We can't come up with 12 people to represent the USA.
we can, but it's like I got a
It was
hard
easier
time.
in '92, right? The whole
I
squad
You
mean,
know
was
what?
all.
What's crazy is like for the first time ever, it's like what are the three top players in the league all European, like Luca, Giannis, and Joker.
What is it?
Like,
What Westbrook was the last American to win the MVP.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think it's too crazy with that because it's all about narratives and everything. But
yeah, I don't think
um,
Luca. I don't think Luca's better than KD or Kawhi when he's healthy. Like he not better. I mean, he's putting up numbers because that's what that's what they asked him to do on that team. But better as far as player, no, he not better than KD or Kawhi.
yeah,
Wow.
for me for the Olympic team, I think they should definitely have a starting five: LeBron, Steph. KD, AD, and Embiid. Like no one's beating that five. Then you got a ton of players to bring off the bench. Yeah, Embiid.
Yeah, and he a U.S. citizen
He's
now.
U.S. citizen
Oh,
now.
yeah, citizen now.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So you got Embiid and like Anthony Davis. Then you could go get Booker, Paul George, Kawhi, hopefully healthy, Ja Morant. Like we got a ton of
You got
great
talent.
players. They just
Yeah.
don't play.
They don't want
Like
to play. They want a
yeah,
podcast now. Right?
That's really all it is with when you talk about those Olympic teams. It's really just effort level. That's all it comes down to.
I mean, then you
like
got to
they
think
they
about
will
it.
play if we're losing. Of course they'll play if we're losing.
Yeah.
But then you got to think about it too. We put so much emphasis on the NBA championship that a lot of these players, like, they don't want to put all these miles on their legs playing in FIBA and playing in the Olympics. Because think about all the years that Bron and KD and all them played and everything. They never had any time off. And a lot of these people got families too. We got to stop thinking about these people as just basketball players. Like, they got families too. So you want to play the whole 82 game season plus the playoffs, then turn around and go play in FIBA, then turn around, you got the Olympics as well. Like, we gotta understand these people are human and they want to have time with their families too. And then we'll be debating whether their dad beat dads. If their kids are growing up without them, then we'll be talking about that as well. So we got to kind of give them some grace when it comes to not wanting to play in everything. Because you don't want to work every day. You want days off. You want PTO. So
KD ain't got no kids. Booker ain't got no kids.
well, but that's
That they
their
know of.
freedom. They got the freedom. They got the freedom to choose whether they want to play or not.
No, I get it, but I mean, it's not like they doing like what they doing off season. They doing podcasts. They doing this, so that's taken away from their family too.
Not really, because you doing a podcast in your house, so your kids can run in there and say, "Hey, Dad," and you can get up and say, "Hey, I'm gone."
Well, who's
So
to
I
say
mean,
they in their house?
Yeah. I think one of the main things too is that whenever you've seen like the great Olympic teams go over there, like 92, 08, or 2010, whatever it was, like it was because there was this narrative going around that the world was catching up to us. And there was this big need to reestablish dominance, because, that's what we do. We've been the best basketball. Like we've always fielded the best. We call it the world championship, et cetera, et cetera. We need to back it up. And I think sometimes the players just don't care. I don't want to say they don't care, but like there isn't the same urgency in a lot of their minds. Like you said, they'd rather, do their own thing in the off season, family vacation plans, and that's fine. I just think, and it's not mandatory, so why do it? But I just think that there almost seems to need to be build up this sense of, hey, we're not the dominant boys on the block worldwide anymore before everyone takes notice again and just fields a super squad. So we'll see what it takes.
yeah, I think if they were smart, they would like have them sign, to commit to play the next 2 or 3 FIBAs, next 2 or 3 Olympics, so that it won't be this every time this comes around. We got to figure out who's going to play or figure out who wants to play. If they have them sign something to where they committed to playing for these, 3 or 4 FIBAs, 3 or 4 Olympics, then I think we wouldn't be having this conversation because the best players would be signed up for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ralph.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's up, bro?
Not much. So, what was Brandon saying?
Just that we were just talking about the team, the C team that lost in the FIBA competition there, and who could be our starting 5, probably in an ideal situation.
Oh, well, me personally, I would say
Besides me, of course.
I would say Steph, Booker, KD, Butler, and AD. I'll go with that lineup. because LeBron, I want to say LeBron said he wasn't going to play anymore after what 2008.
So
Yeah.
from
So
2008 to 2023, we couldn't get no squad, and the five players that's under 30 to represent the team. We gotta name everybody who's got 10 plus years of service in the league.
Man, you know
We
these
ain't got
young
no
dudes.
young up and coming John Morant.
The young dudes are different, man. They don't care about they don't have no pride in
Yeah.
representing. You know what I mean? It seems like
They'll play AAU, but you won't play for your country.
they don't care, man.
Yeah, that's what it is.
yeah, I mean, off the bench, I would Ja. Let me see.
Yeah, it's just tough. I mean, it's exactly what it is. I mean, it's the generation. I mean, I don't think it's like insanely negative, but I think it's going to take time for maybe like a couple of these European countries to repeat or something. And then the narrative will start to shift heavily to, hey, we're just a continental type league. You know, we can't cut it anymore worldwide.
But Kobe
But
alluded to this years ago when he after he retired, he was complaining on how the kids was being trained and brought up today. They not learning the fundamentals of basketball, and he's glad that he learned it when he was in Italy. Because if he would have learned basketball in the States, he wouldn't have been in the NBA.
Yeah. Remember, Lucas said that also. What he said last year, a couple of years ago, he was like, "Yeah, it's way harder to score over there, to play over there in Europe than it is here," and everyone laughed. But now it's probably going to be talked about.
I'll laugh at it too because you think about it. I'll laugh at it too because think about all of the guys that couldn't make it to the league over here in the NBA. When they go over there, they're averaging 30 and 40 points a game. So I don't know where he's getting where it's harder. Dwight is averaging 50 points a game over there in China or wherever he's playing
leagues.
at.
It might be a different league. Remember, there's NBA here, but there they got the Europe League, they got the Asian League.
Well, he need to be more specific if he's gonna say something like that. Then you can't say, "Oh, it's harder to score overseas." When these guys that couldn't make it to the league go over there and they look like all-time scorers. Look at Ronnie Hollis Jefferson. He couldn't even make it in the league. Now they calling him the little Mamba because he's just over there cooking. Like you know what I mean?
Well, when they made that statement, they were talking about in the Olympics. It was much harder because in the Olympics the rules are different. They play with the Euro League rules, and when you have the best of the best facing each other, that's when they made that statement that it's much harder to score.
Yeah, and to me, it's like we get complacent as far as the U.S. because we know like we got the most talent. Because if you think about these other countries, you have the one player, and then you got a bunch of decent other players. So you'll have a Jokic on his team, but then the rest of the people we really don't know. Or you'll have a Luka on his team, the rest of the people we really don't know. But in America, we got all of the these name guys because we see them all the time, and they're superstar players. So I think we kind of get complacent, and we could send this sorry team, but we know we can call the Avengers when we need them. You know what I mean? And I think that's the issue. That's why I was saying they should have these players sign a contract to commit to playing. When they play the first time, you have to commit that you're going to play 3 or 4 more times, so that we won't have to keep calling on the Avengers to come and save us when the rest of the world, we feel like the rest of the world is catching up. You know what I mean?
I don't think the rest of the world's catching up. It's just that they star players been playing since they was 12 against grown men, so they already got that. They know how to play on a team as far as these kids who just playing as a man. Everybody give me the ball, let me do my thing. These foreign players been playing since 16, playing against 30-year-olds for like 10 years before they hit the league. So they already got that experience of how to run a team or how to play with a team.
It's funny that we're having this conversation because Jimmy High Roller, he just did a video on like what that track star said, and he was breaking it down of the best of the best, like the best of the best of the players that's actually is in the NBA because he broke it down to a T, and I like that video. Y'all need to go check that out when you get a chance, man.
Yeah, Jimmy does some good work.
I
Yeah,
feel like
of course.
what he said got blown out of proportion. You know, the media blew that way out of proportion. So I understood what he was saying. Like individually, he's competing against the best in the world, whereas the best in the world come to the NBA to win the NBA championship. So
Yep.
like, yeah, I understood what he was saying. It's just the way that he said it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
Well,
But it got lost the way that he put it. You know, the message got lost in translation. You know what I mean?
like I said, go check out Jimmy High Roller video that he just did probably about a few weeks ago. He broke that down like he's absolutely wrong. The NBA is the best of the best, and
It is. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, and I think this is the first time in forever where you can point to almost every team that's going to be competitive in FIBA or the Olympics, and there's going to be a top tier star from the NBA like leading that squad almost every single down the line.
Say, Dylan Brooks
You
had
know.
40 points. He ain't never gonna score no 40 points in the NBA.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, you know,
They got the man. They
also
got
with
them
that,
hyping him up in Houston right now. Like, oh, he gonna lead them to the playoffs now.
also with that, I think when people were talking about the world best, they just thinking about their country team, not their actually club teams was what they were talking about because all the best players are actually in the NBA, so their club teams would not be even able to basically compete with the second string of the NBA because all the best players are in the NBA. So I kind of understand what he's saying. He's saying that there isn't a like world title because all the best players are in the U.S. But then again, all of the best players are in the U.S. So it is the best in the world.
Is America not a world? I'm confused. Why are we having this conversation? Like, you can interpret the word world whatever you want. World could be just the United States. I mean, there's 20, 30 teams representing 30 states. Ain't USA is a world? I mean,
USA is not the world, so it's a country. That's the problem. That's his problem. He's thinking like you have to go play everybody in the world, but that's not how it is because all the best players are in the U.S. All the best players in the world are in the NBA. Simple as that.
WWE, they call them the world champion. They don't represent. They based in Connecticut. They not representing nobody foreign.
Nobody cares about that though.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I know we were talking about before. My stupid router still not acting right, but we were talking about the USA team, and I was looking at the chat. They was mentioning Jimmy, Tatum, Brown. Like we have so many great players that I don't think they would not lose if they actually went to the US to the Olympics and played. But who knows who's going to play in the Olympics? I think we have to actually lose an Olympic before NBA players want to play again. I don't think they really care about FIBA, but if we lose in the Olympics, they're going to want to play next time.
that's what I said earlier. Kind of like it's going to take a couple of losses probably before the narrative start building that we're not the top dogs before or anymore. So that our best players will probably stand up and be like, "Hey, we've got to right the ship," just like they did in '92 and 2010, 2008 or whatever. And so he's going to take that before they build over there.
That's how they got the NBA in it the first time. We kept losing, sending college players and teams to represent the country, and we just got fed up and say the NBA. Now we just gotta wait to get fed up till we keep sending the G League.
Yeah.
Once the G League lose the Olympics, then they're gonna take it serious next time.
Yeah, I don't think we sent any players who will actually be the best players on the actual Olympic team. So I don't everyone's up in this world that they lost 3 games in the FIBA. But I don't know. It's just they just came together. They practiced for 2 weeks. So I don't know. It's going to be hard to actually get NBA players to actually go and play. I think they all say they want to, but as soon as it's time, nobody wants to play.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like the
19 games in the summer.
It's kind of like the NFL or the
Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl. It's like, why risk an injury / you're not getting paid nearly as much, / what does it mean? I mean, so you have to hype it up a little bit, I think.
I know Willie in the comments talking about all the greats lost way. I mean, they lost when they were rookies and young players like Duncan AI. I can understand, when they was in there, but they didn't send the best players. It was Duncan AI and a bunch of rookies and bench players. They didn't send the best players in 2004. They just did. Kevin Garnett didn't play. Vince Carter, Kobe Bryant, all the best players, in the NBA didn't play.
Wasn't LeChoke on that team?
So who?
So that wasn't the year LeBron was on there, right?
Yeah, when they were rookies, they went 2004.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was still. Yeah, they weren't nowhere near. I mean, obviously AI and Duncan, but that wasn't the best team. That's what we got in 08.
I mean, we got two good players and a bunch of rookies and role players. There were Lamar Odom, Richard Jefferson.
Yeah,
like it's a whole bunch of role players.
That's 2 NBA champions right there, and 2 NBA world champions right there.
Duncan couldn't sell it, man.
Well, they have to actually give Duncan the ball. So
yeah,
so
true.
they just the world is better. It's not like Steve Kerr said. It's not 1992.
Yeah.
Better.
Shout out Willie, by the way. So Willie.
Yeah. That was Kerr was the coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they lost. Curry didn't have Curry.
I mean, Curry didn't have nobody. I mean, they best player was Austin Reeves and Edwards. So both of them most likely won't be on the Olympics team if the best players play.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, USA lost because they wasn't sending their pros in the 70s. They was sending high school and college players. Literally the committee said it wouldn't be fair to have professional athletes from the USA represent the team, even though they had the foreigners sending professional athletes to represent their country.
Yeah, well, that's why when it happened, the Dream Team in '92 just spanked everybody with ease, and then that just started everything.
Who was this FIBA team coach? Who was the one that's gonna come onto a team and dominate? I mean, it's crazy though.
Yeah,
it really depends. And I mean, like I said, it's probably just gonna take. We're almost certainly gonna lose at these. I mean, it really depends like what team we field, but that's why you saw those like super teams form in like 92 and 08 was because the narrative was we can't do it anymore. The world's catching up, blah 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 blah. So I think it's gonna take that again before people like maybe not that time, but maybe like Booker, Tatum, AD when healthy. Maybe all these people will start going and saying like, hey, let's reestablish order. So we'll see what happens.
But it's not like they catching up. It's just that they play better as a team.
Yeah,
they not good enough
true.
I'm assuming that's the narrative. Like they're going to be a lot hungrier than some of our guys probably.
I just feel like we overreacting to FIBA. Our best players always play in the Olympics.
Not always though.
Well, not always, but recently they've gotten them back since we lost and start coming back. It's like, okay, we need the best players in the Olympics. I think the better players are going to play in the Olympics. This FIBA was just, they just wanted to do something. That's why Ant-Man was the best player, and I think he'll make the Olympic squad just because he a dog.
He should.
I think he'll make the Olympic squad. But I think all the best players are going to play in the Olympic squad when the Olympics come around. Kyrie and all those dudes, I think they'll actually play. Because I think they see value in that. Like think about Carmelo Anthony. He found, they find value in getting that Olympic gold medal because not everyone can get an Olympic gold medal. And they were really crushed when they got that bronze medal. So it's like I think they put value in that. It's just like I said, I think they should just have them commit to contractually commit to playing. If you're gonna have these people playing in FIBA, you're gonna have these people playing in the Olympics. You should have them contractually commit to playing. Unless they're hurt, you got to live up to the contract the same way as the NBA, so that we won't have to keep going through this tryout crap and throwing these raggedy teams together to see who's gonna make the Olympic team or not. So
that's what they tried, but after a while, after 2012, they just said, you know what, we already did what we did. We was devoted for 8 years, and now we're done. Willie talking about the 84 team won with college players. So like that's the problem. Everyone's stuck in like the 80s and 90s. Like this is not the 80s and 90s. Like basketball has improved. Players are better. NBA, everything from 30, 40 years ago. Like things are just better. I don't know how they just don't understand this.
Basketball should have stopped after 98. Should have been done. If you talk to most Jordan people, it should have stopped.
Jordan being brought up in this. I didn't see not one Jordan comment.
Because he's talking about 84, the college players won. 1984, the college players won. Michael Jordan was on that squad. That's what he's talking about.
Y'all be so triggered.
Triggered one. He said 84 and automatically got talking about
Jordan. And I said
Michael Jordan's on that Olympic team in 84.
After 98.
After 98.
Yeah, basketball should have been stopped according to y'all.
Don't say
Nobody can be better. The game can't be better.
96.
It got soft after.
That don't trigger you? You ain't gonna say nothing about Jordan when I say those?
I think that what it is a lot is like and this is kind of just a strange argument, but how I last week said that the only time where the era argument for Bill Russell was that those were when players were still actually, people were coming in and learning basketball, things like that. I think it, to a degree, like in the 80s and 90s, the world was just taking notice, quote unquote, of the sport, and then they kind of got in the groove. They're learning. That's when they didn't have the best worldwide teams, etc. But now that there's a lot more interest in the game, that's when you see a lot more players from every walk of life taking interest in the game. Trying to join the team. So you have a huge, way bigger talent pool than you did back in like 92 or even 2008. Of players who can play interchangeable. I don't think it's that. To a degree, I think that obviously you have a lot more people who are now better than they would have been, but you just have that many more players worldwide who they can field as teams now. So not everyone just going to get steamrolled.
Players are just better, general. Like that's just how things work. How evolution. Players are better. Like in the 80s, Bird was dribbling the ball and players are falling over their feet. Like that's.
Hey, they fall over now too.
It's just different now. So, they dribble the ball side to side real fast, and it was amazing in the 90s. Like now, that's just common. Like there's really people saying that Michael Jordan had one of the best ball handling abilities of all time. Like, come on now. Michael Jordan did not do anything impressive with the ball to say that he's one of the best ball handlers of all time. Like, that's just the things are. It's just what things are. I've been putting up polls and, certain groups, most of them are Jordan groups. They really are saying that everything relates to Michael Jordan, no matter what. For instance, who had a better finals record? Like, who had the most impressive finals record? LeBron, 4-6, Steph, 4-2, or Will Purdue, 4-0. Of course, they're going to pick Will Purdue because they all go by this ridiculous Michael Jordan logic: is that losing prior is better than losing in the finals.
It's not. I don't know why y'all keep saying it. It's not that losing the first is. It's the point that the guy that went less times won more than the guy that went more times. That's the That's the concept you try to get through, y'all. It doesn't matter how many times you go. You got to win when you go.
If all of them won 4 times, Okay,
Now,
okay,
he was
Craig.
like he
Craig.
was 6-5 or something, and then don't matter.
Okay,
about
Craig.
Huh?
Craig, if all of them won 4 times, what's the most impressive record? 4-6, 4-2, or 4-0?
What? It's I would say the 4-6. But like I
Okay,
said,
that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like they go by this logic. They don't even know how to think basketball clearly when they're saying that Will Purdue had a better playoff record than Steph Curry and LeBron James.
Well, those are the people y'all like to entertain.
No, there's there's hundreds of people voting. That's the problem. There's hundreds of people in the group doing this stuff all the time.
Let me just say to these Jordan fans out there, I am a Jordan fan too, but you guys got to come with like better arguments. You guys can't use those arguments because what you can use is that you flip it and be like, okay, cool. So why is Brady the GOAT? Not because he won the 10 Super Bowls, but because he won 7 of them. Otherwise you would have Joe Montana the GOAT because he was 4-0. But I mean, it's just like that's not why he's the GOAT. I'm saying as it relates to Michael, but it's part of the resume. But no, you're not going to say that 4-0 is better than 4-6 because obviously the 6 extra trips. But you just got to use context with everything. You can't get on these polls and vote for something that's obvious bait to make you look stupid. You just got to be smarter than that when you're arguing.
Yeah, like the notion that 10 scoring titles is more impressive than the all-time scoring leader. That is one of the most.
That could be an argument.
I don't even know how.
If somebody passes LeBron before someone get 10 scoring titles, then that's a legit argument. Somebody passed LeBron before someone won 10 scoring titles. You could say it's harder. LeBron did the all-time scoring record without getting 10 scoring titles.
The reason you could argue that is that he was doing it and shooting at a over 50% clip for those years too. It wasn't that he was taking 40 shots a game and shooting 30%.
He was taking more than everybody.
He was taking a share of shots, but he was super efficient. And again, I'm not saying
he was more efficient and he scored more points in his career over 20 straight seasons.
Yeah, like I said, I already said that the LeBron scoring title was the more impressive feat, just mainly because LeBron's numbers haven't dipped. That's the main reason. And I'd still take.
I also say he got the 10 scoring title, shooting over 50% as well.
Yeah. He was at that's why he was so scary. It was because he was shooting in such efficient numbers, and that's like when you have someone who's going to drop 35 a game on you or whatever, and they're shooting over 50%, every night. Like, what do you do? And so it'd be tough.
That's what LeBron James been doing majority of his career. So
sure.
That's why I'm saying this is not more impressive than what LeBron has done. Like, how can you value 10 scoring titles and when Jordan has 2 of the top 10 highest scoring averages over the all-time records? Not like Jordan was doing these 10 scoring titles, averaging 40 points a game. Like, he just wasn't doing that. Like, it wasn't. So I'm baffled to how that's to even be possibly something that's more impressive than being the all-time leader.
Someone will break the all-time scoring record before you'll see someone lead the league 10 times in the scoring, because we just had it just happen. LeBron just passed the league, the all-time record. Whatever it took. It amazes me that's overlooking that part.
We're
Jordan
overlooking
had 10 scoring titles before LeBron had the all-time scoring record. So if the all-time scoring record is should he have the 10 scoring titles too? If
Jordan was that great of a scorer for his career, he would have the all-time scoring record. Of course he would, but he doesn't.
That's disingenuous.
Yeah, he does.
That's what I'm saying. You act like LeBron had the lead. LeBron passed the record in year 16. He didn't.
I let you get away with a lot, Brandon, but that's a very disingenuous statement.
How's that disingenuous? He was not able to play long enough to do that. He wasn't,
because we're playing the what if game. He was able to play. He just chose not to. Like, he could have, if he didn't retire in '94.
Sounds like a Jordan problem. He chose not to do it. How does that somebody else's problem? Michael Jordan chose to not play long.
Since we're playing the what if game,
he retired when he was 40.
If we're playing the what if game, if he didn't retire 94, 95, he would easily have close to 40,000 points. Easily.
I doubt he will, because
that's just facts.
I don't know how that's facts when it never happened. How's that facts? I doubt he would.
We're playing the what if game. You started it.
What if? When I say
Yeah.
what if?
You're saying okay. You said if Jordan wanted to, he should have had the scoring data, right? And it was his fault they didn't.
Yeah,
But okay,
it's his fault he didn't. Because he didn't play that long. It's his fault that he kept quitting.
It's his fault.
If he didn't, the numbers say he would have easily been ahead of LeBron right now.
I mean, but he couldn't do it.
He could have. He just didn't.
I don't think he could have done it. There's no way he could have played that long. He couldn't. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying if he didn't retire the first time, those 2 years he would have surpassed him. Right now,
I doubt it. I don't think he. I think his.
So you're saying he would have averaged less in 94, 95 than he did in 97?
I believe towards the end of his career he would have averaged less. In 98 he would have averaged less. In 97,
but he still would have been dropping close to 30 some odd a game.
Averaged less. Like his numbers would have kept falling.
Sure, but he was prime in 94, 95.
He took a lot of time off so his body could rest. If his body was not resting, he would have averaged probably like 25 in 98. Like
but what about 94, 95?
He could not have kept that up.
He was playing 82 games. He played 82 games 9 times in his career. Smart money says he would have done that in 94, 95 probably, if not close to it, and average the same thing.
His number was every year his numbers dip. It would have dipped more.
Not in 94, 95.
No. 94, 95, he was apex.
It would have dipped.
Apex.
It would have dipped.
Not in 94, 95. He was averaging in the 30s in 94,
Jordan could not do it. He couldn't do it.
94, 95. Nah, he would have.
What? Why would he have slowed down 94, 95 when he didn't slow down 96?
Yeah, 96 he averaged.
He took 2 years off. Of course, he took all this time off. Of course,
we're saying if he played in 94, 95, his numbers would not have dipped.
His numbers would have. He would have averaged. He averaged 30 points a game in 96. If he didn't retire, he would have averaged less than 30 points in 96. His body could not have done that.
This is 94, 95 we're talking about.
I'm just saying his numbers would have continued to dip. That's what I'm saying. So as he would have continued to play, his numbers would have got less and less. Michael Jordan would have ended his career averaging 26 points a game.
You're not listening to us. We're talking about at 94, 95, his numbers would have been consistent to where before they were 97, 98. So he still would have been dropping 30 a game.
Like I'm saying, he would have continued to dip. So he would not have had 40,000 points because he would have continued to dip.
Okay, but what do you think he would have averaged in 94, 95?
I have no idea. All I know, he would not have scored 40,000 points. I know that.
That's what do you average?
I mean, we literally saw him playing at 40 years old, and he was averaging 22, 23 points a game.
Yeah, because he took 3 years off. Because he took 3 years off. If he didn't take 3 years off, he would have averaged less than 20.
If he didn't take 3 years
If he didn't take what?
He took 3 years off so his body could rest. He would have averaged less than 20.
When?
We can believe what you say, but we can't.
At all.
He didn't do it. He didn't do it. So I don't think he would have.
Let me mediate. So what Brandon, Craig, and T Perfect, what Brandon is trying to say, he's saying because he rested for those 3 years, he was able to come back and score whatever he scored. But he's saying if he consistently put the wear and tear on his body, it would have wore him down faster. That's basically what Brandon's trying to say. He would have worn down and wouldn't have scored as much.
I mean, the evidence, there's evidence against that because Mike was actually one of the more durable players in NBA history. He played 82 games 9 times. Like, where's the evidence?
He would not have been able to continue to play that because he would not have been in that great of shape to play like LeBron James. That's why LeBron James has a record and is going to have 40,000 points.
Sure, he would have. Why not?
He never played 82 games one time. So
yeah, just like Jordan take years off at a time. He takes years off at a time. Michael Jordan takes years off at a time. Are you talking about dude missing? LeBron James has played 90% of the season 15 times in his career. 90% of the season 15 times in his career. Michael Jordan could not have never done that. Never.
If he did do that.
Never done that.
What are you talking about?
LeBron has played 82 games one time.
I said LeBron played 90% of the regular season 15 times. There's nowhere on earth Michael Jordan could have done that.
What?
Michael played 100% of the time, like 9 out of the 15 years.
Is that over 15 times? No. You answered your own question.
But that's most of his
You answered your own question. He could not have continued to do that. Michael Jordan was not in that type of shape.
the percentage of Jordan's career is like much higher that he played a higher percentage than LeBron's.
That's
Brandon, you
why he
know
took
that
all those years off because he could do this.
you know his
He
last
needed
year he
to
played
take years
all
off
82
to
games,
do
right?
this.
He played 82 games his last year when he was 40. You know that, right?
And he crawled up out of the NBA trying to do that. He
And y'all,
crawled up out of the NBA trying to do that.
y'all
Michael
know,
Jordan could not play that long.
and y'all know I hate this
So
debate, right? I hate it. I hate it.
What if? Because
I hate it.
his what if is
He
whatever.
did do it
Like,
though.
nobody
What
what
did he didn't do it?
matter.
How's he do? How did he do it? And when he
Well, this
didn't,
will
I
be an
don't understand that.
argument
How did he play that? How did he
because
play
it is a
15 years
hypothetical.
and over 90% of the regular season when he didn't do it? How did he do that?
Okay, so the years he played, and let's say not injured, which was in '86, he played on average what, like something like 75 games.
If not more.
He played all 82
Did he
games
do that
9
for
times.
15 seasons? Over 15 seasons? No,
He
because
played
could not.
exactly 15
He
seasons.
could not do it. That's what I'm saying. He could not play that long like LeBron James. That's why he's not the greatest scorer in NBA history. That's LeBron James.
He's not the greatest. What? Oh, wow.
You guys are saying things that never happened. Never happened. Never will happen. Jordan could not do it. Jordan is not Kareem. Jordan is not Kobe. He couldn't. His body couldn't hold up that long.
And
That's why he took all those years off.
That's not why he took all those years off.
What?
That's why he took all those years off. He was tired. He take years off when he's tired.
You think he was tired because just three-peated and then he came back because he was bored?
He took years off because he was tired. He said he was tired. Michael Jordan said he was tired. I'm going with Michael Jordan. I'm not
He
going with
literally
nobody else.
said that he felt like he didn't have anything left to prove.
I'm
That's why he
going
did
with
it.
Michael Jordan. What he said he was mentally and physically exhausted before the 93 finals. And he told his father he was not going to play in the NBA the next season. This is what Michael Jordan said from his mouth. I'm not going
Because
with
what?
no fan says about what Michael Jordan said. I'm going by what Michael Jordan said from his own mouth. Michael Jordan said he was tired. He wasn't good enough to do it.
When the last time that happened?
This is what Michael Jordan said. This is exactly what Michael Jordan said. He was tired. He couldn't do it. I don't care what you guys say because it's not true. Because Michael Jordan didn't say it.
What?
We can at least be a little bit
How you gonna
objective here.
say- Why you going to speak for
That-
Michael Jordan when
that's
Michael Jordan
crazy.
already
It's
said
funny
it?
how the what if game turned into what Jordan actually says now because we played the what if game for the whole.
What if you guys are playing a what if game? I'm saying it didn't happen. It never happened. It would never happen. You guys are playing a what
He
if.
also
I'm
stated
playing
that
what
he
Michael
didn't care.
Jordan said.
He also
No one
stated
said
that
if
he
it's
didn't
you.
care about
No one
that
said if
all-time
you said.
scoring
Because he couldn't get it. Why would he care about something he can't get? I'm pretty
He
sure he didn't
said-
care about 11
This
rings
is
either
what he
because he
said
couldn't
out-
get 11 rings.
This is what he said out of his mouth. He said if he didn't care about that all-time scoring because if that's the case, he wouldn't have never retired in the middle of
Because
his
he
prime.
couldn't get it.
No, if you're gonna go
He
off of what
couldn't get
Jordan said,
11 rings, so he didn't care
also
about it.
stated that. See,
He couldn't get the
ignoring
scoring
that.
record.
He's
'cause
ignoring what Jordan
he
said
didn't care
as well.
about it.
No, he
ignoring what
also
he
stated
literally
that he
told
didn't
you if
care
he
about
wanted to
that.
wreck it.
Why would you care about something you can't get?
He said he didn't care about it because if that's the case, he would
Why
have never
would
retired.
you care about something you can't get? I don't understand. Like,
How he could have got it if he wanted to. He didn't care about it.
how could he get it? He couldn't play that long.
He literally told you.
Yeah,
said
good.
He
could have
do it.
easily had it by 99.
It's funny he's
cannot
going
do
to state
it.
what he said in 93, but he's not going to state when he had that interview with Amon Rashad. He's not going to believe that, but he's going to believe what he said that he.
Yeah, I'm going to believe
retired.
what Jordan said. Yes, I'm going to believe what Jordan said.
All right, so you got to
100%.
believe that he said he didn't care about it then.
Because he
You gonna
couldn't
believe
get it. Why
He
would you
could get
care?
That's not what
You
he
know
said.
Ralph,
That's
Ralph,
not what
I'm-
he said.
Ralph,
You
Ralph.
assuming because he
Ralph,
thinks he
I'm pretty
couldn't get it.
sure you do not care if you could make it to the NFL right now. I'm pretty sure you don't care. I'm pretty sure you don't care one bit that you can't make it to the NFL today. Right?
What?
You can't make it to the NFL right now. I can't make it to the NBA or NFL. I don't care about that. Why would I care about something I can't do? Why would I care about something I
That
can't do?
doesn't make any sense.
It makes all the sense in the
No,
world.
it don't.
Why would he care about
Because I'm
something
not
he
even
cannot
thinking
do?
about the NFL. I never
That's
went
what
to
I'm
the NFL.
saying.
Why
You
would I
can't.
think
You're not going to do it. You're not going to attempt to even try. You don't care.
He always
You're not going
what?
to. You don't care.
Oh my God! What? I'm lost. I don't know what he's talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. You don't care
No,
about
I
stuff you
don't.
don't have no desire to
I
do.
do not know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. You just don't
No,
want to admit it.
So
no.
let me ask you a question,
I
Brad.
always admit to things. I don't understand what you're talking about right
So,
there.
Brad, let me ask you a question. If you're just watching the NBA, you have no idea what the debate is, or you have no idea who these players are, you're just tuning in, let's say, as a fresh fan, and you see this guy who's won
Don't even ask the question.
5 scoring titles.
Mhm.
He's played 82 games 4 different times already. He's in year
right.
9. You're going to be like, that guy's going to drop off a cliff next year. You would say that?
Probably not. I wouldn't say that. No, not at all.
So why would Mike's numbers have dipped substantially in 94, 95?
Because that's how his career went.
No, it's not.
His numbers went down every year. After
No, they didn't.
96.
After
96?
Mhm.
They dipped slightly before he retired.
I don't. They dipped, and he took years off in between. So
Sure.
if he did take years off, they would have dipped more.
So he averaged what, 30?
I'm not gonna just make up, something to just make Jordan look
Sure.
better. Like
In
he
90
just didn't do it.
In 93, what did he average? 30 points a game. So let's say his numbers, even if he dipped it, if they dipped in 94. If they dipped in 94, 95, let's say he scored 27 points a game. Even if he played only 70 games each of those seasons, he would still have the scoring title by the time he retired.
I doubt it.
That's math.
They would have dipped a lot more, and he would have start missing games because he would have been tired. You can't trust Jordan. He quits. You can't trust a man who quits all the time.
They would not have dipped.
If you quit once, you're going to keep quitting. Michael Jordan said it himself. That's why he did it like 3 times. Like, I'm just going by what Michael Jordan said. I'm not going by nobody else. I'm going by what Michael Jordan said.
I don't even hate on LeBron this much.
I'm not hating on LeBron. I'm hating on Jordan. Like, he said he couldn't do it.
Yeah, you are right now.
Gotta be a hater right up.
No, he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. You guys are saying he could do something that I don't think it was possible for him.
So
I don't know how that's hating. He just couldn't do it.
What do you mean it's not possible? He was literally doing it.
For him to score 40,000 points. There's no way on earth I believe Michael Jordan would have ever scored 40,000 points.
Because you're just saying he would have magically gotten injured or stopped being good the year after he won MVP and Finals MVP, right?
I mean, you saying if he never took time off, I do not believe he would have scored 40,000 points. I don't believe he took care of his body to score that much.
42,000 points. You're probably right.
Don't your graph shows he would have scored 40,000 points had he not retired?
Easily. Even if his numbers dipped like 4 or 5 points a game, he would have had it.
I don't believe he would have. I don't believe he would have.
That's math. The math disagrees with you.
I mean, there's no math for something that didn't exist, that didn't happen.
You literally got a graph saying he would have scored 40,000 points had he not retired. Now all of a sudden, your graph.
That was me making fun of Jordan.
So now your
that was me saying. That was me saying. That was a trick for Jordan fans. That was saying that. Let me explain the graph for you. I told you on the show that was a trick. I told you. I said if Michael Jordan had the most points, but his numbers dipped, and he averaged less than Wilt Chamberlain, will he still be the greatest scorer of all time? Everybody said yes because he would have the all-time scoring record.
I said no because he didn't average the most.
So
you probably said it, but everyone else said yes. Because that's why I say, like, you guys don't make any sense. You go back and forth all the time. First is both the points per game. Now it's the total points. If Jordan would score over 40,000 points and average less than Wilt, everyone would have said Michael Jordan was the greatest scorer of all time. But when LeBron does it, it's a different story.
Don't say everybody. I literally told you the 40,000 points.
You are in the minority. Majority, just like I put out these polls and everybody keep voting for Jordan no matter what. If I said what is more impressive, 6 rings or 11 rings, everyone would say 6 rings because hundreds of people just knew what they even voted Michael Jordan the greatest college player of all time. Because he won a title as the third or fourth best option on his team. I know it's ridiculous, but there's hundreds of people doing this every single day. That's the problem. And we have Willie on our chat continually to do it. And he comes on the show, say ridiculous things, and they think we're paying him to come on to say ridiculous things. That's how Jordan fans are. They really think that we're paying Jordan fans to say these things.
So let's use this real quick. All right. So before he retired in 1998, Jordan scored a total of 29,277. That was the total amount of
And
points
don't forget that was
scored.
years off. Come on.
Hold on.
I know.
That's included that he retired those 2 years.
Yeah.
Now, in 93, he averaged 32.6. And then in 96, he averaged 30. So in 94 and 95, I feel comfortable that he would have averaged that 30. Now,
Okay.
if you go to 93, the total amount of points he scored in that season, he scored 2,541. Now,
Okay.
when he played in 96, he scored 2,491 points. So I feel comfortable that he would have, let's throw the figure to 2,400 each of those years, that he would have played those two seasons. So that's 4,800 points on top of the 2,900. So that math right there, that would have been around 33, 34 maybe, give or take, that he would have had if he didn't retire.
Okay. I get you. In 93, Jordan said he was exhausted. So in 94, most likely he would not have averaged 30 points a game because he was exhausted already. 95, it would have been about less. 96, definitely. I'm thinking about 95. He would have been under 25 probably. Who knows? But I don't think, like I said, he's not.
You're right. He would have averaged 10 points a game because he said he was tired. You're right.
Yeah, he was
10
tired.
points a game.
He was tired.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
No,
that's right.
crazy. That's what Jordan said.
He's going to take a 22-point dip because he said he was exhausted. There's no time to recover off season or anything like that. He would have not had any time to get his mind right. He would have averaged like 10 points a game. I agree with you 100%.
He would probably average more than 10, but it'd probably be less than 30. Dude was tired.
And he also
Dude was tired.
Tired.
That's the most ridiculous argument I've ever heard. Like, who cares what he said? If he had played, he was the fiercest competitor in league history aside from Kobe Bryant. He would have averaged what he wanted to. He would not have had a massive dip, as you say. At most, what are we talking about? Oh, I'm going to let Scotty have 3 more shots a game, so he's averaged 27, 28 points a game. I mean, miss me with that ridiculous remark, man. I don't even come at LeBron that hard. I can if you want, but I mean
because we have proof.
We have was Kareem. Okay, so Kareem was the best scorer when he was averaging 13 points a game in like 87, 88, 89, whatever he was averaging. Come on now.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but Kareem retired as the greatest scorer in NBA history.
He retired with the most points. He was the best scorer.
He retired as the greatest scorer in NBA history.
Yeah, the most points.
The most points. There's 2 different things.
Score in NBA history. That's when he retired as the greatest scorer in NBA history. Michael Jordan did not. Michael Jordan did not.
You're right. Michael Jordan didn't have the most points ever scored.
Retired, he was the greatest scorer in NBA history. When Kareem retired, he was the greatest scorer in NBA history. When Michael Jordan retired, he wasn't. He wasn't the first time, he wasn't the second time, and he wasn't the third time he retired.
Okay, so if you're looking at a graph, right, and you're saying, man, I need people who are going to get me buckets, and you look at players' averages, right?
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to pick? Would you pick Kareem?
Taking Jordan before 93 because he was the best scorer in the league in that era.
Sure, but if you're looking for the best bucket getter of all time,
and in the 80s or the 70s, I'm taking Kareem.
Okay, but hey, if you're taking the best, you want the best scorer, right? The greatest scorer of all time, quote unquote, and you're looking at everyone's averages throughout time. Are you taking Kareem just off the glance without seeing totals? With his 24 points a game.
See, this is somebody.
Or are you taking Mike or Kobe?
Somebody just gave me $2 to take a L and move on. Like, what's that even supposed to mean?
I think it means that you're taking a fat L right now.
I don't know how. Because you guys are just.
He would want the record. He would have never
You want me to stop. That's what it is. You want me to stop.
Usually you're pretty unbiased, man, but this whole he was tired, he would have fallen off a gigantic cliff thing.
Your guys are being biased because he never did it.
But no, we're literally
biased. We're using math and stats, bro.
You're not using. I'm using real life facts. You guys are using your biased opinions.
Your facts went out the window when you said if he had played, he would have averaged half of what he did.
I mean, he didn't do it, so I don't think he will.
You have nothing to base that on, though. That's the thing.
I have what Michael Jordan did for his career. He didn't do it.
You're saying
He
a
didn't
prime
do it.
Mike wouldn't have averaged what he did in '93?
No, he said he was
Okay.
tired.
Oh wow.
He had to take a break.
Okay, so he wouldn't have averaged what he did in '96.
You're saying in '96 when he averaged 30, you're saying he would average 30 in '94.
At least.
I say no because he said he was tired.
It doesn't matter what he said. Would he have done it?
I said I don't believe he will because he said he was tired.
Okay, so basically you have nothing to go off that, like concrete. You just have what he said offhandedly.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just got what Jordan said from his mouth. That's all I have.
Yeah, I mean,
again, he also
We don't have
said
any
if he
facts
went
because it never
to the record,
happened.
he would've
Yeah,
done
we
it.
don't have
Never
any
happened,
facts.
so I could just take what Jordan said.
And he told you if he wanted the record, he would have never retired. So that tells you he wasn't care about the record. What did he say?
Of course, he didn't care because he couldn't do it. Why would he care if something he can't do?
He didn't. Oh my god.
I love you, Brennan.
That interview in '97, he said that in '97. That interview when he said,
I
if he
mean,
wanted to take the record,
he knew by that time there's no way on earth he would have done that. I'm pretty sure in '92, Michael Jordan thought he could get that record. I'm positive he thought he was going to score 50,000 points maybe. But in '97, he realized no way possible I'm being able to score that many points. So I don't care.
That's a crazy narrative.
I'm pretty sure in 1998, when they asked him, could he get 11 rings, he probably said, I don't care to get 11 rings because he couldn't do it. I'm pretty sure if they asked him if he could get 10,000 assists, I'm pretty sure he'll say he don't care about 10,000 assists because he couldn't do it.
But the question never was brought up, so
I'm saying like no one's going to care about something you can't do.
But it's not factual though that he said that.
I mean, he couldn't do it. It's a fact that he couldn't do it, though.
It's not a fact at all.
It's a fact he didn't do it.
It's a fact he didn't, not couldn't.
He didn't do it. He couldn't do it. That's a fact.
Two different things.
If Michael Jordan is not coming back to play basketball, he couldn't do it.
I understand that.
He didn't do it. He won't do it. He will not do it. There's no way on earth Michael Jordan is scoring 40,000 points.
You got us there.
That's why Michael Jordan is not the greatest scorer in NBA history because he could not score more than everybody else.
Oh, so he.
So on a nightly basis, he did though. That's facts.
That's not facts at all because he didn't score more than he's fifth all time in scoring.
No, I said on a nightly basis, he scored more than whoever you want to put up against him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he scored a lot versus the guys he played against, but not the greatest of all time.
Not the greatest of all time. Not Shaq. Not Hakeem. Not Larry Bird. Not Kareem. Those janitors.
I mean, yeah, he did get Kareem and Bird at the end of their career, but he never beat them. So
no, I'm pretty sure he got Prime Bird, Prime Magic.
Oh yeah, he was getting swept by them, but
yeah, and he was also dropping 40 on their ass. So
when you don't pass the ball, you gotta score a lot. And that's why it took a toll on him. It took a toll on him.
Yeah, putting up those fantastic numbers, winning MVPs, having the best seasons of all time, that definitely took a toll on him.
It did. That's why that's why he didn't score 40,000 points. Well,
this is crazy.
Agree to disagree, man.
Facts. I mean,
I don't know what I don't even know why this is even a conversation. Like we know that he couldn't do it. Like he didn't do it.
Didn't do it.
Yeah, he didn't do it. We know that he didn't do it. It's not that he couldn't.
He couldn't do it.
So let me put it like this, but you saw a 40-year-old Mike in the hardest era of all time, right? 2000s, drop 23 points a game against those guys. Like you're saying that in his prime, he wouldn't still average what he was in 96.
He took 3 years off. He should be pretty fresh.
They get massive time off. They get time off between seasons, right?
I mean, not 3 years.
If anything, you're coming back from that much time, you're going to be worse, not better.
Not for somebody who's just shooting the ball.
Just shooting what?
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
Because
Just shooting the ball.
that's all it takes. Just shooting the ball.
That's what he was doing.
Yeah, because if you don't average 7 assists or 7 rebounds, all you're doing is shooting. Those are the thresholds of not being labeled a ball hog.
I mean, that's all Jordan was doing. That's what Pippen said. His teammate.
Total lie.
He has the most points and the most assists, the most rebounds in the Bulls uniform. If that's all he was doing was scoring, why does Pippen has none of that in the Bulls uniform?
Who knows?
That's
That's all I know. I'm just going what Scottie Pippen said.
Let's go by what actually happened then.
No, I know Scottie played with him.
But the numbers say
sure,
otherwise.
but we have the numbers. It doesn't matter what Pippen said.
We do have the numbers.
The eye test, because you're going off Scottie Pippen eye test instead of the numbers.
Scottie Pippen's all over the map. Let's be real.
I mean, Scottie Pippen's been on point the last couple of years.
No, he hasn't.
Not. He has not.
That's because his Mike's about he's about to be a grandfather or whatever to Mike's kid's kid.
I don't know,
or whatever.
That's possible, but I guess in a different world that's possible.
That's gonna be awkward.
I don't know how that's going to be awkward.
Okay.
How's that awkward? I don't
like his ex is gonna have this guy that hates grandkid that he hates now.
Why would he care about somebody that he don't want to be with? I don't understand that.
You're right, man. You're right. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure he don't care. He's with 20-year-olds. So yeah, he really doesn't care.
Pretty sure Scotty's alone in his house eating clay right now. He's that crazy.
Scotty's, he's on date with 25-year-olds every time he's in the media. I'm pretty sure he's do not want a 50-year-old when he's with 25-year-olds.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he doesn't care what she does.
This is wild.
All right, guys. You guys tried with that. You guys tried to
Ain't no try.
You guys tried to say Jordan could score 40,000 points, which there's no way possible he could have. Zero way possible.
Not possible now. Okay.
Zero way.
Okay.
There's no logic behind that.
There's a lot of things
no logic behind that.
That's possible.
There's nothing but logic behind it.
There's zero logic behind that.
What?
There's zero logic behind that. That's what I'm saying. Like,
we literally went over why there's nothing but logic there. You just said, I don't believe that he would have. That's all you said to counter us.
You guys made up scenarios to think that Michael Jordan could, when there's no way on earth Michael Jordan could have, and that's why he didn't.
No way on earth that he could have?
Yeah, there's no way he could have scored 40,000 points.
So if he played those 2 years, you don't think he would have?
I don't think it was possible.
You just said he would have. What? He was in his prime, dude. Let's be real for a second. In his prime, his numbers would have dipped more than 2 or 3 points what they did in 94 or 93. There's no way. You're talking ridiculous. He didn't miss more than 5 games in a season besides the injury shortened season 86? Come on.
I don't think it was possible.
It literally was. We just explained why it was and why you're wrong.
You guys just made up stories about what Jordan could have done.
Made up stories.
Story is made up because
is it a story that he was shooting over 50% for his career with the Bulls? Is that a story? Is it a story that he averaged 30 points, including his Wizards years when his numbers did drop? No, that's not a story. That's facts.
I mean, he would have averaged less than 30 if he continued to play.
He played until he was 40, dude.
I know, and he averaged 20 points at 40. So there's no way on earth he would have averaged.
No, he averaged 23 points when he was 40. But okay, so his numbers weren't dipping in 94, 95.
I mean, they would have dipped more. It would have been a dramatic fall for Michael Jordan.
Not in 94, 95.
How?
No, it wouldn't.
It would have been a dramatic fall.
No, because even if he did retire at 99, and according to you, he retired so he can come back better, right? His numbers would have been the exact same in 2001, 2002. Right? Right?
I don't think so.
What?
I
Why?
think it would have been less.
So you're saying because he played in 94, that would have translated him to not scoring 23 points a game at least at 40 years old at the Wizards?
I'm not
He would have been. He probably couldn't even been able to walk if he played that long.
Wow,
that is crazy.
4 years of college and 20 years of basketball.
That 94
Brandon, you are the
and
best.
95, yeah.
You're the best.
I'm not gonna sit here and make up stuff so Michael
You
Jordan can
literally
look better.
just
I'm
sat
just
here
not.
and made up stuff.
Look
I'm
better.
not gonna make up stuff.
I'm not trying to make him look better. I'm just saying what would happen if he played. I don't care. I'm just saying if he had played, his numbers would have been, if not the exact same, what they were the previous year. Because we saw what happened in '96.
I just don't think he would have.
So Karl Malone
Yeah.
scored 36,000 points in 19 seasons.
That
Karl
is your
Malone didn't
opinion?
score 40,000
Alright, cool.
points either. So
Yeah, because he averaged 25 points. Yeah. So
Your opinion states that he wouldn't have done that in 94 and 95.
I mean, I'm not my opinion. It's facts. I don't think it would have changed.
Not facts.
I mean, we could look at the numbers today.
I'm telling you, 96 he averaged 30, and then in 93 he averaged 32.
Okay, he scored 32,000 points for his career. So I don't think he would have.
Within those, what the argument is in 94 and 95, he would have still been averaging 30.
That's what you guys think, but I don't think so.
He did it in 96, and then he did it in
because he took 2
93.
years
So
off.
why would he?
Because he took 2 years
Why
off.
would he dipped?
Because he took 2
It
years
doesn't
off.
make any sense that he would have.
The only time he averaged 30 is when he took 2 years off. Because I'm pretty sure he had 6 seasons prior when he did average 30 consecutively.
And it wouldn't continue to happen. That's what I'm saying.
So, Brendan, if you're playing a sport, right, and you're at the height of your power, and you just played a game yesterday, you dropped 45, you're in your prime, are you saying that if you don't play for 2 years, don't touch the sport for 2 years, you're going to perform better exactly 2 years from now than you would the next day when, like, you're locked in and honed in? You're going to perform better with a 2-year layoff day one?
I mean, it depends on who you are too. So I know if Michael Jordan would have kept playing, his numbers would have dipped more. And the stats prove it. After 96, his stats continue to dip.
Yeah, they could do the dip, but they wouldn't have.
Do you know why those stats dip? By the way,
why?
Do you know that? Because the pace got slower. The pace got slower,
and he got older.
The pace got slow, which is less possessions.
And he got older too.
Why those numbers got dipped.
And he got older.
See, but your logic is this, Brendan. Even if they did dip in 94, 95, let's say, even if they did 4 points a game, which would be substantial in his prime, he still would have eclipsed LeBron's mark.
I doubt it.
That's math.
Not really. That's made up math, but
made up math. Wow.
What? I gave you even if I said his numbers would dip. How much do you think they would have dipped?
32,000 points, not 40.
So in 94, what do you think you would have scored if you played?
I don't know. Less than 30.
Okay, so let me give you 27.
Okay.
I'm not even doing that.
The numbers say the math says he's still going to play at least 70 games, which he did his entire career up until that point. He
probably would have played less games too. He probably would have had some 40 game seasons. Who knows? It never happened. So
anyway.
He's trolling right now.
I'm not trolling. It just never happened,
bro.
I'm not trolling. It never happened.
Our guy Adrian Knight in the chat, shout out. He's right. Yeah, I think we should address the Lakers.
Just keep telling us to move on, but you guys keep saying he will. I just keep telling you he won't.
Oh, I don't know. Looking at the chat like that.
Yeah, we could move on because I'm not a fan of making up stats with Jordan. I'm just not.
You did.
I'm just not a fan of making up stats with Jordan.
You do that shit every day.
I don't do that every day. I don't do that every day. I put up stats for Jordan. I put up what he did in his career.
Nah, you got a graph that you made some made up stats, but you don't. Come on, man.
So what I will say is it's probably going to be moot because LeBron's probably going to play at least 2 more years. But regardless.
Yeah, like it don't matter. If Jordan played 23 seasons, he still would not have scored more than LeBron James.
All right, cool.
Simple as that.
That's your opinion.
If Michael Jordan played 25 seasons, he would not have scored more than LeBron James.
That's your opinion.
Well,
that's cool.
What?
If LeBron James is the most consistent scorer and the greatest offensive weapon of all time.
You say if Mike played 25 seasons, he wouldn't score what LeBron has right now?
I don't believe he will.
What? So 10 more years?
Yo, he's trolling like crazy now.
That's big troll. Big troll.
He's trolling like crazy.
So even if Mike was dropping 10 points a game, he would have had 50K by this point in 25 seasons.
So I don't think he would be able to hold up that long because he could barely.
Why would he be playing 25 years then?
He could barely finish 10 seasons. I don't know. I mean, he would have had a lot of 5-game seasons if he played 25 years.
I don't believe this is actually Brandon talking. I think he's been somebody who hijacked him and just has the soundboard.
Player winning so much, he could just quit as a winner. You know, he don't know what it feel like to leave a team as NBA champion, not a world champion.
I mean, it's cool for you guys to keep thinking Michael Jordan would have been the greatest scorer of all time, but he's fifth. It's cool.
Nah,
I acknowledge Michael Jordan is the fifth greatest scorer of all time. I acknowledge this. I acknowledge that Michael Jordan dominated his era. One-sided. I mean, nobody dominated an era like Michael Jordan since Wilt Chamberlain. So,
this is so one-sided.
How is it? What do you mean? Say dominate?
Come on, man.
He dominated his era in scoring, and no one has done that before, but Wilt Chamberlain in an era.
But it's so
what are you saying he did?
Like he's the fifth because you're just basing it on the totals.
No. What do you mean? What did he do in the
more
era?
Than just totals.
What Jordan did in his era? He dominated 25-point scores. Yeah, I mean, he dominated 25-point scores, and he shot like a lot more than them. Yeah, he really dominated them.
So you realize those 25-point scorers would be probably 32-point scorers today, right?
Not in real life.
100%.
No.
With 10 more possessions per game, they wouldn't score more points?
No.
Okay.
We're not a skill.
Scorer on a team that's scoring 90 points a game is way better than the 32-point.
So if Karl Malone got 10 more shots per game today, he wouldn't score 20 or more than 25 points?
Who knows? Probably not. I wouldn't count on it.
He'd go 0 for 10?
I don't know what he'll go, but I wouldn't count on it. I'll tell you that.
What? Why?
I mean, I don't really go off of stuff that I don't have proof on. I mean, I don't go around making up stuff. I'm sorry, I just don't go around making up stuff.
Making up stuff. This is a thing we can actually quantify. So you're saying what?
Happened.
Okay.
I mean, I really appreciate what everyone did in their era. Just like I don't think Jerry West would have averaged 30 points a game in the 90s. Like I just don't think. Like you guys say things that I just don't believe will happen because it never happened.
Well, simply you got to use common sense, Brendan. So you're saying everyone would have been the exact same score they are today in any era, right? That's what you just said.
I have no idea, but I don't believe they would have got that much better to be at the top of the level like these athletes are throughout the time.
No, it's not a matter of getting better; it's just having more opportunity. It's not better. So you're saying. So let's say who do we got? Dirk. Let's say Dirk, or even literally, hey, Shaq, right? You think Shaq today wouldn't score more than he did?
I don't know. He could have. He could not. There's the game is different. He has to move a lot more. He has to do a lot more. So who knows how he would adapt it? He's not just going to sit in the lane and post up today. So who knows how he would adapt it? He would have had to move his feet, chase people off the 3-point line.
You would have to shoot free throws. I'll tell you that much.
I mean, he'd probably get a lot more free throws and he'd have at least 10 more shots per game. His averages are going way up.
I mean,
you don't think
you
Shaq
can say
didn't
that.
want to be on the perimeter because he thought he was a 7-foot point guard at one point. That was his dream.
I have a couple of questions. How was Brandon trolling when Jordan didn't do any of these things? Y'all assuming that if he plays those 2 years, how do y'all know his health stays up? How do y'all know?
God.
I'm just asking questions. It's a possibility.
That's all we're saying. He's shooting it down at all. Like, no, it's a possibility. A lot of things can happen.
Twin Man, did you hear what he just said?
Hold up. Hear me out. Y'all are sitting here saying he definitely would have done this. How do you know he could have stepped on the court and torn Achilles like Kobe did?
We were playing the what if game, just like what Brandon said. If he played 25 years, he wouldn't have 38,000 points.
Brandon, I don't agree with that. Now that's trolling. But I don't agree. I also don't agree with y'all. I also don't agree with y'all that he just automatically just would have came in just doing the damn thing. He could have gotten hurt. There's a lot of things that could have happened.
Yes,
that's what happens when you play the what if though.
Y'all think of the worst. We don't know.
Well, we were basing it off of. Yes, obviously there could have been injuries for sure, but I'm saying before that he played 82 games a season, like 4 different times at least. And so we're saying if his health hold up, it's reasonable to assume, if we're playing the what if game, that he would have played at least something comparable to that. Let's say 75 games, or even let's say 70. And we're not going to say that his numbers would have dipped. Let's say even if they did dip, let's say 27 points a game magically, right? Even though he averaged 30 and 96, he's going to eclipse 38,000 points. If that holds up, could he have been injured? Absolutely. But we're saying aside from that, you're not going to see some magical decrease in his production for no reason.
That's all they're saying. We know he.
I mean, I agree with that to an extent. But why are we acting like we haven't seen players with a lot of wear and tear on their body start to break down?
We haven't seen a dip like that in NBA history, though. If you talk about the greatest of all time, we've never seen the numbers dip in their prime.
Yeah.
But we saw what Kareem was towards the end of his career.
Sure, but name a player that had a dip in his prime and then they went back up for no reason. That never happened. It never would happen.
I hear what you're saying, but you're sitting here saying like it can't happen. I don't agree with that. Again, there's too many variables to really put into this to sit here and just assume he's going to come in cooking like he always cooked. I mean, is it likely? Yes, I'll even give you that. But to sit here and say, oh, it's a definite this could have happened, no.
No, you're right. The world could have ended in 94, 100%.
Like
aside from that, though,
95 is his.
What's going to stop? I even said, what's going to stop him from, even if he didn't cook to the same level, 27, 28 points a game, we averaged 32 in 94 or 93, and he averaged 30 in 96. Like, why would he average more in 96 than he did before that? Like, let's even say 27 points.
Listen, I'm not going to disagree with what you're saying, but you're automatically just going to dismiss. Okay, what if he blows an Achilles? He blows an ACL out. He tears a meniscus. His back gives out like Larry Bird. Anything could have happened. That's why Brandon's. That's what I'm saying. Y'all sit here say he's trolling. No, he's just trying to get y'all to think and see how ridiculous y'all kind of sound.
We said.
Still, you got to bring up injuries, something that
because it could have happened.
You're right. It could have happened. We said if it didn't, though. That's the little thing. We're all playing the what if game here. That's it.
well, if Michael Jordan was a robot and he never got hurt and he just averaged 30 points a game, he would have probably scored 60,000 points. But he's a human being.
If he's a robot,
he's a human being. Things happen. Even LeBron James get hurt.
So Brandon, I'm just saying, no superstar has ever. That's how. I'm sorry. The greatest scorers of all time, top 10, that never happened to any one of them. The scenario that you're putting forth right now.
That they numbers dip. Everybody but LeBron James.
No, I'm saying their numbers never dipped in their mid prime and then went back up at the back end of their career, which is what you're saying would happen.
I never said it would have went up. I would have said it was continue to dip.
You said they would have dipped drastically in 94, 95, but not 96.
Yeah. I never said that. I said if he continued to play, his numbers would not have averaged over 30 points a game. They would continue to dip.
Only thing we can really go by is what the man said. He retired because he was tired. He was tired because he was mentally wore out from playing. So just assuming that he's just going to win and he's going to do all of these things when he's mentally fatigued, he's saying this.
And he also said if he wanted to break the record, he would have never retired. He also said that too.
He shouldn't have retired.
I don't care. I'm just saying, I want to say what he said. He said a lot of things. I can't choose which I want to believe he said. I got to go with everything he said. He said, if I wanted to chase the record, I wouldn't have retired in 93. But y'all don't believe that. But when he said he's mentally ill, y'all believe that?
No, hold on. I do believe that. I absolutely believe that. But at the same time, we know why he retired, right?
Yeah, I definitely believe if he wasn't tired, he would have tried to get that record. I believe that for a fact.
I don't even remember him even saying that he was tired.
He said it in The Last Dance. And he also said that he planned on retiring before the finals. Him and his father talked about it because he was tired.
And he also said if he wanted to
Because
chase
his
the
dad
record,
wanted
he
him
would
to
have
play
never retired.
baseball.
And he was going to do it no matter
I
what.
will let you know he wasn't caring about the record if he's telling you ahead he's planning on retiring.
Yes.
In 93,
Because he was tired. That's why he wouldn't have done it.
He didn't care about it in 93. He wouldn't, like he said, if he cared about it, he wouldn't have retired. I'm saying if he would have continued playing at the level he playing, there's a possibility. But just to say, oh, he could have got injured, there's a lot of things that we can go if for every scenario. There's a positive and negative to every scenario. You can't just shoot down ours because there is a negative scenario. Both scenarios, there's a different scenario. That's all I'm saying. You can't say, oh, he was hurt, or there's a scenario. This is a what if. You can't just go by your what if and your what if only. I have a what if. What if he
now hold on? I agree with that. Now, Craig, I don't even disagree with what you're saying. I came up here because y'all was making it seem like, oh, it was most definitely if he didn't retire, this could have happened. Y'all don't know that, and that's what Brandon's saying, and that's why it sounds like he's trolling to y'all. But he's sitting here saying y'all don't know that because it didn't happen.
No, he's saying it couldn't happen. I'm saying it didn't happen.
Yeah, he's saying it couldn't happen. In his opinion, it couldn't happen. It didn't happen.
It couldn't. Hold on. It can't happen, and it couldn't happen because we didn't see it. That's his whole point.
Did it?
You're right. You got us. You're right. Didn't happen, so there's no way it could have. I never thought of it like that. You're right. It absolutely did not happen.
Literally what he's been saying this whole time. He said, I can't tell you. We didn't see it. And I'm like, y'all.
I'm going to need you to retract the whole 25 years thing because that was the worst thing ever.
Now, I got to agree. That is the most egregious thing I've ever heard.
I mean,
if I had a video, that'd have been all on World Star.
I mean, you can make a video. Like, if Michael Jordan played 25 years, he would not have scored more points in his career.
He would have passively had like 45,000. Passively.
That's what you think, but I don't think he would have.
I can't even let you have that, Brandon.
25 years,
bro. I could see him scoring more than 38,000 points in 25 years.
LeBron is going to have way more than 38,000 points when he retired.
Now, I do agree with that.
Like I said, Michael Jordan played 25 seasons. He still would not have scored more than LeBron James. I don't think it was possible.
How can you come up with that? No one played 25 years. So
I know. He would have been playing some 5-game seasons probably. Who knows? But if he played 25 seasons, he still would not score more than LeBron James. Who knows?
It didn't happen, so we don't know.
Yeah.
What about if he played 40 years? Can he give us 40 at least? I mean,
yeah, if he played 40 seasons, he would have been Udonis Haslam just sitting on the bench.
So they're just teams are just signing him just to have him on the bench.
He would have just been sitting on the bench. So no.
I do have a question though. What do y'all think about the Lakers this year? I think the West. First things first. I think the West is going to be crazy.
Lakers have a great shot if they stay healthy. It's going to come down to health. I think they're pretty deep. I think they're deep. They're probably going to be deeper than they were last year. I think they're going to utilize their role players a little bit more. But it all comes down to what AD, how many games he plays, and if he's going to be in the form that he was like the first few rounds of the playoffs last year.
They can replicate what they did in 2020, in which LeBron and AD's minutes didn't go through the roof the way it was like last year, especially LeBron's. I think they have an excellent shot of winning.
Hold on a second. King John just joined. Did you want to say something before we move on to our next topic?
Yeah, I just wanted to know how many more seasons after 93 do they believe Jordan could have played 100 games per season? And thinking his numbers wouldn't drop. Yeah, because if you play 82 games and a playoff, what do that add up to?
100 games.
Okay. So
you're assuming he's winning a championship?
But why you at?
No,
hold on, wait.
Amount of games. I ain't saying he's winning.
But you don't. But the all-time scoring is not the playoffs.
Yeah, but you still putting 100 games a season on your body.
Are you saying he's winning championships that season?
I'm saying he's playing. I'm saying he's playing deep into the playoffs.
Well, King John, I mean, what we have, the only thing we have to go on is what he did before that. Like, and that's what Brandon said too. And he was obviously one of the most durable players in NBA history as far as per games played. He missed 5 games, 81 season, only one time, and that was his 86 season.
Stop erasing things that happened. He got hurt his second season. That actually happened. Okay?
We've already said he got hurt too.
So now you want to erase that and say, well, he was playing this amount of games per season. No, we're not going to erase the season he got hurt.
The second year?
Sure.
Okay.
So that means he's gonna be hurt his rest of career because he got hurt the second year. That was gonna happen.
So he played 100 games in 91, 100 games in 92, 100 games in 93. So his body is not gonna get affected.
93 he didn't play 100.
That's if.
Well,
I mean, maybe
after that, he played 82 games in 96, 97, 98.
So tell me how many games he played in 93, 94.
I mean, the stats say probably close to. I don't have it right now, but I think at least 70.
How many games did he play in 93, 94? Not if.
You mean 92, 93?
I don't know offhand.
No, that's
I know he didn't miss
he
more.
retired.
He played 78.
No, he played 0 games because he retired.
Oh, you said 93, 94. 94, yeah.
92.
He played 0 games.
It then played 17 in 94, 95. That's just regular season.
Uh-huh.
So it's like you want to erase what's going to happen to his body and thinking his numbers ain't going to dip as you go along. Yes, his numbers would have dipped. I'm not saying it'd been a dramatic dip, but it would have dipped as it go along. He wouldn't have averaged 30 in 96. No. He would
did.
not. If
he continued to play.
Oh, if he
didn't
continued
take
to
time
play?
off.
If he continued to play, he wouldn't have averaged 30 in 96.
We've seen a season where he averaged under 30, and then a season he averaged higher than that 30. So we see going down one point and then shoot up. So we don't. There's no telling that happened in 93.
When was that? Oh, you talking about the 17 games he came back and played that he averaged 26 and then he went to 30?
I'm talking about before the retirement when was it 89?
89 he averaged over 30.
89 he averaged
what 33?
Yeah,
32.
33 points a game, 33, 8 and 8 or something like that.
Yeah, his numbers actually went down because he averaged 37 the year before, correct?
No, he averaged 35.
He 37, 35, I think 32.
Okay. They started winning championships when his numbers went down.
Yeah, because he had to play more of a team ball, so you know, they could be the most dominant team in the league.
When his numbers went down too.
So
yeah, I got to see all the games back then. I'm from Chicago, so the games go on Channel 9.
WGN.
Yes.
Who do y'all think is going to be the best team? Hold on. Do y'all think? I have a question. Do y'all think Denver can repeat? Because I don't.
Yes, 100%.
No.
I think the best team in the league last year was the Lakers if LeBron was healthy, and I don't think a healthy LeBron would have lost to the Nuggets.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna be honest. Even healthy, I think they still would have lost to the Nuggets because that team didn't have enough time, in my opinion, to gel.
If LeBron doesn't get hurt, his foot injury, I think they beat the Nuggets.
Lakers weren't even a playoff team before LeBron got hurt, and after he did, the team went on a run that got them into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's all he needs is a comparable squad on the floor.
But they picked up they picked up Rui and Vanderbilt and D'Lo, and they started rolling. But the thing is, I don't think the team had enough time to gel, and then he did get hurt. So we can only go by what we know. I don't think they had enough time to really get it together to actually beat that team. And the Nuggets were firing on all cylinders.
The Nuggets played lights out, and they barely beat the Lakers every game. They played lights out.
I mean, they did sweep them, though. Let's be real.
They played lights out.
I'm trying to see if this is talking about game 6 or something, game 5.
They played lights out. They wouldn't miss. Like, they played the best series they played in their whole entire existence.
Yeah. Also, LeBron choked.
And LeBron was injured.
I would agree if this wouldn't happen in the Western Conference Finals. They were gelling.
Yeah, they already gelled.
Conference Finals.
Yeah, they already gelled.
I think they were gelling. They were in.
I don't think so. I'm gonna be honest. I knew they were gonna beat Memphis. Memphis didn't have enough to beat them. I'm gonna be real.
Ja was trash.
Yeah,
I knew Memphis didn't have enough.
Well, we could say Ja was also hurt too with that hand.
Ja was hurt,
he was hurt too. But his team was not better than Lakers, and LeBron was even healthy, and that's how it wasn't really a match. LeBron wasn't healthy the second half of the season.
So what's the Golden State excuse?
Sure.
What's the Golden State excuse? Why did it be Golden State? What's the excuse for that one?
Nah, ain't no excuse for that one.
No excuse. The better team.
Lakers had too much size for Golden State, and let's be real. Clay didn't show up. Clay didn't show up.
Neither did Poole.
Clay didn't show up, and Jordan Poole didn't show up.
I don't think they could have beat them anyway. They just wasn't good enough to beat the Lakers.
Well, literally because those two players were trash. If those players averaged what they did during the regular season, they would have swept the Lakers.
They couldn't do that. They just wasn't that good.
I believe if Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson play well, Lakers still win. It's dog fights, but the Lakers still win that series.
The Lakers just had a better squad than to go to State. They just had a better squad. They forced Curry to play point guard, and Curry cannot play point guard, and that's why they lost.
Why? He's the greatest point guard of all time. I've been hearing that.
They forced him to play point guard. He couldn't get his shot off. He couldn't run around screens because they completely took Draymond Green out of the game and made Curry play point guard. That's why they lost.
So here's the thing. The Lakers go as AD goes. AD was playing lights out second half of the season into the playoffs like when he was healthy because he's arguably their best defender, and when he's on, he's definitely their best offensive player.
He's their best defender. It's a fact. He is the best defender.
One of the best defenders in the league, top 3.
He's $180 million for 3 years, so he must be healthy.
I mean, the dude is dominant. Just because he's not scoring 30 points a game doesn't mean he's not dominant. He's perfect for LeBron James. LeBron James need Anthony Davis to play.
Talking about health-wise. They must know something health-wise to re-sign him for that.
He might have some stuff in that contract about what he needs to do in the offseason.
Yeah.
I think Anthony Davis just need help. He's doing everything. That's the problem. He's doing everything on the court for the Lakers. Just like you say, he doesn't want to play center because he has to do everything. He needs some backup.
Rui's going to get a lot of minutes this year, I think.
He is. It's going to help a lot.
But the question is he going to be that player that was in the playoffs?
I mean, he was playing like that in the regular season.
Austin was up there too.
We've seen that to where it's like
potent lineup for the Lakers. What do y'all think would be the most potent lineup for the Lakers this year? Because I think if you can get AD at the 4 and put either Hayes or Wood at the 5, that's beneficial.
Now Wood can't play the 5. He can't play the 5.
Their most potent lineup will always be AD at the 5. It
no,
makes them unguardable.
What they got right now.
He's not going to play the 5 until most likely in the 4th. He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to exhaust himself the whole game. That's the problem.
Yeah, I get that.
But who they going to put at the 5? What, Hayes?
They're going to have to put.
I say you put Hayes at the 5.
They can't put Christian Wood.
He could play 5. This is the NBA. He could play 5. LeBron James plays 5 a lot. Christian Wood could play 5. Rui could play 5.
Anytime Christian Wood play the 5, he is pretty much a non-factor.
It's almost dependent on the
better at a 4-man.
I mean, he's never played with Anthony Davis though.
Certain teams you could have Woods at the 5.
Yeah, certain not.
I mean, if you have
2017, he could play the 5.
Or Hayes at the 5 and AD at the 4, you still got plenty of height out there and plenty of size, and then you got LeBron at the 3.
That's a big lineup.
Christian Woods is not a good post defender. He's a help defender, a decent help defender.
But you still have AD and LeBron out there for help.
Yeah, they don't need Woods to shut down centers. That's the problem. They just need him to bang with them.
He can't. That's terrible down low. He's terrible down low.
He's not.
Guys, I gotta jump off now, but you guys are awesome. Peace out. Have a great Sunday, guys. We'll see y'all later. Okay.
Salute. Thanks for coming
out. See you, Travis.
All right, peace, bro.
Great stream, guys.
All right, Travis.
And speaking of Golden State, I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs.
you know, they're still having Golden State above the Lakers and a lot of the preseason polls. Like, what are they seeing with that?
What's Chris Paul is going to be another injured player like him, and Clay is not even going to play a full 82 games.
I don't like Golden State is done.
I think Golden State is a play-in team, and they may not win in the play-in.
Yeah, Golden State is done.
I don't see Golden State making the playoffs, bro. They're done.
What you think, Ralph?
It's a wrap for them.
I don't know. Like, it depends how the way they run that offense and how well Chris Paul holds up. If Chris Paul is able to hold up and be that point guard that they need him to be, I think they can make the playoffs. But if he's not healthy, yeah, I agree. They're playing at best.
is got rid of Draymond if they was picking up Chris Paul. Got somebody better, a better offensive to help out.
I mean, like that's what they should have done.
Draymond,
Draymond has some value right now. Next year he won't.
But Chris Paul is taking his value this season because he's not a scorer.
Yeah. Next year, Draymond would not have no value. They had to get rid of him this offseason. They didn't do it.
I agree with that.
And that's why they're going to trade Clay, because they're not going to give him that extension.
Yep, they should have made moves this season to get better, and they didn't do it.
So I got another question. Do y'all think the Lakers loaded up with all these players because they're going to put a package together? I don't think they have to put a big package together to get like a Trae Young, but do you think they're going to put a package together if it start going south down in Milwaukee, and they try to get Giannis?
They gotta have draft picks, and they don't have that.
Yeah,
I don't. Okay, but hold up, hear me out. You put a package together that gives you AD, probably like Austin Reeves. I think they do have a pick
in 29.
They're gonna want multiple though.
Well, in that case, if you add Anthony Davis and Reeves, that's probably the best deal you're gonna get. But I don't know why the Lakers would do that.
Salary's got to match up too, because
that don't make any sense. AD just extended his contract. They are not going to trade him. They're not going to trade Austin Reeves either for the fact that they just gave him extension as well.
Like that trade will work, but I don't know why the Lakers would do it. They would want those players with Anthony Davis once he's a free agent. You don't do the dumb Denver Knicks deal.
I'm about to say
you wait. You wait.
Don't do that. Leave my Knicks alone.
That was a dumb deal, and Rob, you even said it was dumb. You said they should just wait.
It was a dumb trade.
They should wait those 3 months to have their team.
Trade. They should have just waited for Carmelo to be a free agent.
Yeah, and we had the salary cap to do it. Yeah, it was a dumb trade.
What they wanted,
but we're not gonna slander my Knicks right now.
No,
we already had Amari. The thing is, we traded all our young players. And I think we threw like a draft pick in there as well.
You did. I think it was two draft picks.
It was
for agent Chauncey and Carmelo.
And Melo, who's already coming.
Yeah. That was a dumb trade.
They should have just waited to the offseason. The Knicks. I know the Nuggets wanted to do it because they're like, we losing you anyway, so let's do the trade. But the Knicks should have waited.
Agreed.
Then the Knicks felt that he would have went somewhere else if they would have waited. That's why.
He was locked in to be a Knick.
Remember, he was supposed to repeat. He was supposed to be on the Heat team instead of Bosh, but he resigned early when everybody else told him to wait. He was supposed to be in Miami with Bron and Wade.
He took the long extension instead of taking the short extension with Denver, and he was supposed to be in Miami.
Sucks for him. But who knows? That team probably would have still lost. They wasn't even put together well.
No, I think would have been we're having LeBron, Wade, and Anthony. That's a bad combination.
Yeah, Bron had another scorer. What, you had 3 scorers to get you like 27 a game? What?
I really feel like with the Lakers right now,
that'd have been not 1, not 2. I would have believed when he said that. Come
on. I think the Lakers right now, by adding Christian Wood, I think that was a real good pickup with the amount of money that they signed him for, because he could give you 15 and 7.
I think it's a better pickup than a lot of people think. I think it's a huge pickup.
And if you really think about it, they don't even really need his scoring like that.
They don't.
And he can score, and they don't need it, right?
I think it's going to matter a lot when AD is hurt. That they can at least get another player.
Well, let's not just assume he's gonna get hurt.
Do that. Anthony Davis gonna play 82 games this year.
Are we not doing that?
No.
When the last time? When do you ever play 82?
Okay. Do the sun come up in the morning?
Dude, Anthony Davis play 82 games this year.
If the sun come up in the morning,
did he ever play 82?
I doubt it.
No.
I doubt he's gonna play 82, but I don't think it's gonna be hurt. I think it's honestly just gonna be more load managing than anything else.
I think it's gonna be max 60.
That's the only season he played every game of the season in 2020.
I think the most he ever played was 77.
Yeah, I think that was too, and that was in New Orleans.
Hey, so who y'all got in the Western Conference Finals?
It's different because now you have to play a certain amount of games, so he might have to, load manage more so he could play, the full 62 games.
You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna play what 15 minutes. All right, come check out you.
No,
I'm gonna tell you who's gonna. Go ahead.
No, they ain't gonna just come in and check out because their numbers gonna be affected by that. They averages because the averages matter.
Popularity. I just.
All right, yo, I'll be back. I'm trying to handle this business real quick. I'll holler.
All right, twin man.
I think the team that's gonna shock everybody is the Suns. A lot of people
think they're gonna shock anybody. They're
KD gonna get hurt again.
I think they're gonna shock people.
Shock how though?
That
KD gonna open his microwave.
I think they're gonna be.
He's gonna be hurt. That's what's gonna happen.
That's correct. That's gonna mess up everything because they almost gotta have a perfect season for them to exceed because it's like they have no number for error. They have no depth. None.
KD has not played a full season in the last 4 years, so I'm not gonna assume he's gonna do it now.
He's not. It has been more than 4 years because he got hurt. So that's 5 right there.
But Ralph, how you say the Suns gonna shock people?
I because the low expectations of the Suns, they're like, oh, they got all these 3-headed scorers right now, and like don't play defense down low. I think they're gonna shock people because of they picked up Bobo. Yes, we haven't seen the best of him, but he's a better defender and he can help down the line. I think we're actually it all depends on how the way the coach really gel the Beal, Booker, and KD, because remember KD came over half of the season. They like the gel situation, like what what's his name said. I think this will be the testament of how well that KD can gel with Booker, and then adding Beal. I think we'll see. They're going to be better. What people are saying. I'm not saying they're going to win the championship, but I'm saying they're going to be better.
Everything you said depends on KD playing 60+ games. So
I think Bill.
Last year, how many? I think he
got hurt in warm-up.
He played like 54, 53.
Yeah, he
did get hurt in the warm-ups.
He got hurt in warm-up.
Yeah, when he slipped, that was crazy.
Yeah, but I think Bill is going to be
that would surprise me if he plays 70 games. That would shock the world.
Hold on, didn't
it? Should have said.
You said 70.
KD with the Nets, I believe he played.
He got hurt every season on the Nets except when he came back from an injury.
Let me look at that.
Matter of fact, he did get hurt because
he did get hurt again. You remember he was hurt before he got traded to Phoenix.
And then he got hurt again because I remember Kyrie and Harden busting up the Lakers without him.
Yes, he got he stayed hurt.
Like I said, I have no expectations for any team with KD on him because he's not going to play the full season.
Yeah, he gonna get hurt. Chris Paul gonna get hurt towards the end of the season. I mean, this is just stuff that we know gonna happen, and it's not no ifs in it. It's like it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
he ain't played that many. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, he hadn't played over 50 games in the last 4 seasons.
Nah, in 2022 he played 55.
60.
He played over 50. Well, the last time he really played almost a full season was 2019 with Golden State, though.
How many?
So
games?
Is that the last time he played 60+ games?
Yeah, he played 78 that year.
Okay.
And then he got hurt in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Should have low managed.
I think next year, if he's fully healthy and everything, he won't have so much on the scoring end because he has Booker and Beal. I think we might see something. I mean, you never know.
It's freak accidents.
Because I mean, let's take. I mean, it is at the end of his career. But Grant Hill, he was hurt consistently. But once he got with Phoenix, he was playing.
That's because he took a different role too.
Yeah, that's true. And that's why I'm saying, like with KD, I feel like he can play a different role, but still be an efficient scorer. because he is an efficient scorer.
Mhm.
Like instead of getting those 28 points a game, if he's giving you like 25, and shooting at a amazing clip to where you got Booker that's going to be that number one scorer, he can give you that 29, and then like I see that he can. If he adjusts it to where he plays a different role, but still
He's
being
gonna
that
have to
scorer that we
adjust this
know.
year because you
He's
got
gonna have
Bill
to.
too.
Is Bradley
He's gonna
Beal
have to
gonna give you
adjust.
20 points this year? Is Bradley Beal gonna average 20 points?
He's gonna average 20. He's a scorer. He's a shooter.
That's
Booker's
all
a
they
shooter.
got
Like
is
both of them
them.
gonna
They ain't
average.
got no other scorers.
I think he's gonna be around 18.
I don't think so. I think they all gonna average at least 25.
Ooh,
The thing
where
is,
these
it's like
shots
we
coming
know
from?
the real question is like who's going to play the point between Booker and Beal, because we know we've seen Booker play the point guard position from time to time. So is Beal. The question is who's going to run that
Well,
point?
they announced Bill was gonna be the point, and that's
Yeah,
why I asked, is he
Oh,
gonna
they
be
did.
averaging 20? That's why I asked he gonna average 20 because he's supposed to be the playmaker now.
I think they're gonna have something like a Draymond Green situation where they just scoring and someone's just gonna bring up the ball and just
Get it
that's
off.
about all. They just gonna bring up the ball and pass it, and the next man up is gonna shoot it.
I think that's the type of player they actually need, because if they have a player like Draymond to where
That's what
he
they
comes up
traded
at
Chris
the
Paul. They should have traded him for Draymond Green.
I don't know. Draymond and KD not playing on the same team again.
Oh, they cool. They're on the same podcast and everything now. They're cool
yeah.
now.
Yeah, they're cool from a distance.
Well,
Yeah,
KD explained like that whole situation. He was like, it wasn't more so of him and Draymond. It was more so of the upper management.
Yeah, the team didn't want to sit them down and get it over. They would just brush it like it didn't happen and shit.
no, ain't no man
No,
calling me out. Ain't no man calling me out my name like that, and I still look at you the same way. No, I mean, I don't think they could have played on the same team again. I think that was a wrap. We can still be cool though. I see you on
From a distance. To stay over there.
I think if Memphis is fully healthy, they're gonna make some noise.
They get nah.
If they're healthy, they can make some noise.
Nah.
Because they were already a top two. They were second in defense last year, and they got better. On the defensive end.
Yeah, where they scoring coming from?
Bane and Ja, really.
Ja finna miss 25 games.
Well, they play better without him though.
And they lost their point guard in that trade with Boston. The backup point guard.
Oh,
He went to Boston.
for real? He
Yeah.
got
No,
traded?
I don't think he was in the trade.
I don't think. Why would they trade him?
Yeah, I don't
He's
think he
the
was
best
in the
backup in the
trade.
league.
For the
What
Marcus
y'all think
Smart
about
trade.
Boston though?
The
How you
Marcus
think
Smart trade.
No, I don't think he was in the trade.
I think somebody need to look at that trade because I think he went in that trade. The backup point guard.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at that trade. I don't think he was in that trade.
Because when they made the trade, I swear I saw his name in it because I was thinking like they're gonna be really hurt because he's a really, really good point guard.
Yeah. So let me see. You talking about Tyrus Jones?
Yeah.
I don't think Tyrus Jones was in that trade. Because no, he wasn't in that trade.
Who went in the trade?
Hold on.
It's like Boston didn't want nothing.
Oh. So it was a 3-team trade. Oh wait. Nah, you're right. Yeah, Tyrus Jones was in the trade. He was right. He went. He went to Washington.
Okay, he went to Washington. Okay.
Yeah, he went to Washington.
Yeah, because I knew he went. Because that's all. When that trade happened, all I was thinking about is that their team was really hurt by the trade because it's like Tyrus Jones really couldn't know how to control the game. He's a really good playmaker, and I always thought he should have played more on the floor with Ja and let Ja play off the ball.
Yeah, Ja is better as a 2 guard anyway.
Yeah, and that's exactly how I felt.
Well, like even though he got traded, he still got a point guard into Marcus Smart. He can still run the point guard.
But not as good
Even
as
with
him.
Ja, no, not as good. I agree. He's not a better playmaker than Tyrus Jones, but I feel like he could still hold a fort down until Ja come back.
I mean, I don't see him as I don't see Marcus Smart as that good of a playmaker. That's part of the reason they traded him. It's part of the reason they kept trying to find a point guard with Marcus Smart.
That's the reason they traded him for a better backup point guard.
Yes.
That was the reason.
I mean, Smart is a good player, but he wasn't a point guard. I mean, that's just being honest. He's
All right, man. It's getting time. It's almost 11. Let us go ahead and get off so we can watch some football. Everybody's probably going to try to watch football.
Yeah.
So Johnny will be on next week, so we'll have some other than talking about Jordan imaginary scoring.
Brandon,
we're not doing that, man.
Brandon, you was cooking today. I was loving it today. Okay.
All right, thanks, man.
Water.
I was doing a lot more than boiling water, Ralph. Come on now. I was speaking on your facts.
I give you boiling hot dogs. I give you that, then. I give you that.
All right, y'all. I'll see y'all next week.
All right, man.
All right. See you.